Greetings, everybody. My name is Thandazani, Zulu. Welcome to the Soulful Talks. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are keeping well and you're still keeping safe, keeping the social distancing and sanitizing. Guys, Corona is still around. Happy Sunday to you. We're still continuing with our topic on the journey of becoming. So today we have a very exciting guest. Her name is Nokubongwa, and we're just going to let her to introduce herself after we have introduced the whole show for today. You know where to find us. Our WhatsApp number is 065-615-6641. You can just share your testimony. You can share any suggestions that you'd like us to bring up on the show. And on our Facebook, we're Empowerment Podcast. Our Instagram, we are empowerment_podcast.
Hello, hi. Welcome to Soulful Talks. As Thandazani has mentioned, that we are continuing with our topic of journey to becoming. I am Nokubongwa, Miss Mkhabela, and today we have a guest, and I just want to share a quote before we continue. It says, "Life is a journey, not a destination. A worthy life is a journey of adventure, discovery, and service to others." And that is by Dr. Paul T. Wong. So we have a guest, as we said. Nomandla, please kindly introduce yourself to our listeners. Tell us who you are, what do you do, what are your beliefs, what are your passions? We'd like to hear from you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nokubongwa. I'm doing my PhD in medicinal chemistry at UKZN. I am a 28-year-old and I am the founder of a company called DKM Group. DKM Group is a detergent manufacturing company. We also make cosmetics. We also work with traditional healers to repackage and refine traditional medicine. Mm-hmm. I am a very passionate young woman. And I am driven by my love of independence and fear of mediocrity.
Sure. Wonderful. Let's jump right into our second question, which is that I saw on Thandazani statuses, you guys had a launch. You recently hosted the opening of the DKM Group plant facilities. Tell us, how did that go? How did you feel seeing the manifestation of all that happening? How was it like?
The launch went very well. And it actually exceeded my expectations. Mm-hmm. I was actually surprised by all the guests who attended the event. I had people from the mayor's office, from the business unit. Wow. I had the MEC there. I had reporters. Mm-hmm. It was actually a surprise for me as well. And considering that I actually planned the whole event in 2 weeks, wow. I absolutely loved the turnout. And I really do feel good about it. And it has been overwhelming for me. The responses from the people. And I don't have a child yet. Mm-hmm. But I think this is how a mother feels when her baby eventually starts walking after trying a couple of times to walk and they keep up falling, and then eventually they actually get it right. I think that's the kind of excitement I have right now.
Sure.
Wow, this is so inspiring. One of the questions I'd like to ask, maybe many of our listeners are willing to hear, is that have you always, like being a professional chemist or scientist, do you always had a desire to branch out into business? And how did the whole journey end up to where it is today, like from being a professional person that you are in your field? Like, how did you end up in business? Can you just take us through the whole journey of blending the two?
Okay, to be honest, I never imagined that I would be a business woman. When I went to university, I started when I was 18 years, and I was like, I'll be done with my degree in 3 years' time, and I will be working. I'll be married by the age of 25. I will have kids. So I just never thought of entrepreneurship until I actually went for a internship in 2015. Yes, it was 2015. And I don't want to lie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it at all. I love the paycheck, but I didn't like the internship at all. I didn't like that thing of going to work and doing the same thing over and over again. And for the first time, I actually understood why some of my friends would tell me that today I went to work in the morning. I left my coat on the chair so the boss would think I'm around. And then I left the office and did my own things, because I actually understood that it just doesn't work. I don't think any person was, okay, maybe some people were meant to do that, but I found it very depressing. And at some point, I was actually admitted for depression because it was just doing the same thing over and over again. And it was even worse for me as a chemist. In chemistry, research is about experimenting. You are doing new things that have never been done before. So I kept on trying these experiments. They were not working every single day. I woke up for 3 months and none of the experiments worked. So while I was in hospital, my psychiatrist gave me a task to switch off my phone, and she said she wants me to actually see if people will notice that I'm not around. That was a very hard exercise. Only in my phone, I've got like 2,000 contacts, and only less than 10 people actually called and asked me, where did I disappear to? So when I learned about, when I saw the purpose of that exercise, it was then I decided to actually invest in myself and start a company. So when I left hospital, I joined a chemical cluster in Durban called the Durban Chemical Cluster. I was introduced into the chemical business, how I can start my own business as a chemist. And then I was also a demonstrator at UKZN. At that time, I was paid 1,200 Rand. So I took that 1,200 Rand and I made a 25 liter of dishwashing liquid. So I started with selling dishwashing liquid. And part of my reason of for starting the detergent business was because I grew up in a rural area in Ebola. In Bulwa, we use the green bar soap for everything. We use it for washing dishes, for cleaning the floor, washing clothes, for everything basically. And on some days, when you can't find the one that you use for washing dishes, you just grab the one that you use for washing. And we thought that was just okay. It is the same bar soap. But I thought that was actually very unhygienic. So my way to give back to my community was to make products that are affordable and of good quality. And I'm proud to say some of them have actually changed. They don't use the green bar soap for everything. And then became to what it is today. I'm not sure if you guys actually want me to go into details of the whole journey.
Yeah, you can briefly take us through it.
Okay. So I started in 2016, but I started off as Lamini Chemicals. I tried this thing of partnering with certain people, but it didn't work for me. And then in 2017, I registered DChem Group, where I am the only shareholder. And then I later invested 50,000 from my scholarship. I worked at home for quite some time using my mom's veranda. I later decided to move to a flat with a lounge, but I didn't buy furniture because I had a plan of using the lounge as my factory. I then grew and had a factory in Edendale in 2019. And then this year, I eventually opened my own factory. And at the moment, our products are available at Spa, Selgo Center Spa, Lago Center Spa, and City Square Spa.
Oh, congratulations on your journey. It has been difficult but beautiful. I saw a quote that says, difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. And from that, I deduced that if the destination is not beautiful, then keep on journeying because the destination is beautiful. You know, the promised land is of milk and honey. Congratulations on that. You are such an inspiring and hardworking woman. Please do tell us what are some of the challenges and downfalls that you've encountered, you know, from this journey of becoming the person that you are today?
First things first is financing the business. I have tried a couple of times to apply for funding. I've applied for grants. With some of the grants, I applied 2 or 3 times, but I didn't get any funding. But one thing I've actually used to comfort myself over the years is that it would be easier for a person to actually invest in my business if they saw that I also invested in my business. So that's why I put my own money into the business. And it kept on growing until private investors actually saw that I'm passionate about what I'm doing and I am willing to put in my own money to make sure that I see my dream through. DCAM is funded by angel investors. We don't have any government funding. It is just private investors. So having a person who is a CEO of a certain company who just believes in this upcoming entrepreneur means a lot to me. And considering the fact that he actually took his own personal funds that he has worked for years and invested them in DCAM, it's actually something very huge for me to have somebody who believes in me so much. And then another challenge has been penetrating the market. As you know, we have got big players in the industry. We've got brands that have been known for years. So at times when you go and sell people the brand, and then they will ask you if this particular product is exactly the same as your competitor's product. It's very difficult. And I remember when I started selling the product, I would go to people's houses. I used to go door to door. And then when I sell them the product, they would tell me that I should leave the product. They're not going to pay for it until they have tried it. So after trying a couple of people and all the people were saying the same thing, so eventually I just gave in to credit. So I kept on leaving my product and people were trying it. And people were giving me comments. They loved the product. And then they promised to pay at the end of the month. And then it was the same thing over and over again. And some of them haven't paid me till today. And in total, the amount of money that people owe me is 13,000 Rand.
What?
Oh my goodness. Let's go after these people.
So that has been another challenge in this business. And then another thing is that goes hand in hand with penetrating the market is SABS accreditation. So when most people start this kind of business, they think, I'll go and apply for tenders, I'll go and supply schools, I'll supply hospitals, and they think all big until somebody asks them for their SABS certificate. Now, SABS is no child's play. I recently paid for sanitizers and disinfection chemicals. And just for those 2 samples, I paid 35,000 Rand. I made a quotation for 6 other products. Mind you, in total, I've got 25 products. So for these 6 products, they said it's going to be 250,000 Rand. So can you imagine as a small business and you go knocking and then people ask you for your SABS accreditation, only to find that per certificate, you have to pay more than 20,000 Rand. You don't even have funding. How are you going to pay? So that has been a major challenge.
Sure. I feel like those are the things that are not really shared daily. So that's the reason why we ask like different challenges the people go through in their journey of becoming. Thank you so much for being honest and sharing your own truth. The next question will be, I know that you're in academia as well, like you're a PhD candidate and you're also a business person, like an entrepreneur who's doing so well. Congratulations, Nomandla, for everything that you've done and you've achieved and you've accomplished. You're doing so great. And what I'd like to ask is that, doesn't your business side take some time from your school side? Like, how do you find balance of both? Because you're basically existing in both places, like academia and also in business.
Well, it is not balancing at all. The school side is actually suffering. You know, as Black business owners, we are criticized for small mistakes. If a Black business owner arrives late for a delivery, then all of us are just bad at service deliveries, bad business. I mean, Black businesses don't deliver on time, you know. So I am constantly trying to be on time, to make sure that the orders are delivered on time. So when an order comes through, I literally just drop everything, you know. So sometimes I don't go to school for like 3 days, and a PhD requires you to be in the lab doing experimental work for you to actually finish the work. I was supposed to complete my PhD last year in June. Due to COVID, I couldn't do my experiments, but I am still struggling to finish. So I am actually in my 4th year. I am still not done. And to be honest, I don't see myself finishing in June again because of business. And because I don't want to be employed after this, I just feel that if opportunities come through for me to make sure that by the time I'm done with my PhD, I don't have to go looking for a job, I just grab every opportunity. But let's just say eventually it will work. But business requires you to be there like more than 15 hours a day. You know, being an employee just means that you have to be at work from 9 until 5. And then if you want to, you can work after hours. But if you don't want to, then it's okay. But when it comes to business, like the minimum amount of hours you work per day is like 15 hours. On some days, I work up to 20 hours. But I think it's just part of the process.
Sure, definitely. I saw this other quote, guys. You know me and quotes. I don't know. It says, if you get tired, learn to rest and not quit. And I think it's such a beautiful thing that you are sharing with us, the rawness of what you go through. You know what I mean? And from that, I think even the listeners will be empowered to say, this is not really a whole rosy journey. You know, it has thorns here and there, but the main thing is that you have a goal and you want to press on to what you want to achieve. You know what I mean? And please do share for us tips for young entrepreneurs that that are in this field and that are inspiring and that want to achieve what they want to achieve as well in their own field. Please do share a little bit tips here and there for them as well. I know they are listening to this and they would like to hear from you what you would share.
Okay, I always say that if there is something I'm willing to bet on, it is myself. And for me, that means that as long as I wake up every day and I want to push every day, it doesn't matter who rejects my product. It doesn't matter who criticizes my business. But if I am still willing to push, if I don't give up on myself, then I will keep on pushing. And another thing, they usually say that entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey. I would like to say that it doesn't have to be lonely. I've had a privilege of being part of certain groups where we get together as entrepreneurs, where we are mentored as entrepreneurs, and that is very. That is very. I don't want to say relaxing. Okay, maybe I can say it calms you. Having to talk to someone and they're like,
yeah.
I also have a negative balance, but I keep on pushing, It's not that you are happy that someone else also has a negative balance, but it is knowing that being an entrepreneur doesn't mean that you'll just have $1 million in your account tomorrow. It means that you have to keep on pushing until you get to that $1 million. And it is not just going to happen. It is going to happen over time, and it all depends on how much you push. And then another thing is the funding thing. So most people are at home not starting their own businesses because they are frustrated. They've been applying for funding for a very long time, and they think that it is just not going to happen without funding. So today I would like to say to you that a business actually starts with identifying a problem, and then you sell a solution. You don't even have to have a product. If you just go to people and tell them that, no, stop using that green bar soap. I have a dishwashing liquid for you that you can use. And you can have a picture you can get a graphic designer to design, to do a product design for you. And you go and tell people that you have the product, but you just have a design. And then you go around selling a solution to the people. And then you can even go as far as asking people to pay to pay deposits for the product. And then you can use that as your capital to start your business. But you really don't need to be applying for millions from government for you to actually start your business. You just start with a problem, and then you sell a solution to the people, and then everything will just fall in place along the way. And then another thing is just start with what you have. And it will be easier for people to believe in you if they actually see that you are willing to invest your time, you're willing to invest your resources, you're willing to invest your money. Imagine going to government and asking them to fund you for a farm, and you need 5 million for the farm, but you don't even have a garden. You don't have anything to prove that I can actually grow vegetables. So I would say start with what you have and believe in yourself.
Sure. A journey of 1,000 miles takes one step. It begins with one step indeed.
Wow.
Very
Thank
true.
you so much. Yo, this is so deep. I really wish this conversation can never end, but unfortunately, we've come to the end of our show. Thank you so much, Nomandla, for sharing all the tips and sharing your journey, basically, of becoming the woman that you are. And I know that there's still more to come. I mean, like, God is opening many, many doors, and I pray that your cup keeps on overflowing so that you keep on sharing and like inspiring other people as well to keep on keeping on, to start where they are, to believe in themselves, and to trust the process as well, because we face different things or different issues and challenges along the way, and they might just maybe encourage us to give up just like that. But the conversations or the inspirations and stories like this make us believe that we can. Thank you so much, Nomandla, for coming through, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much to our listeners. See you next week, Sunday. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
We love you.